Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can
Sweet.
hear.
What's
What time is
happening?
it? Six.
6:30 in the morning.
Oh, is it before the kids wake up?
Nah, although I thought that, but they got up at like 5. So
Damn.
it's Christmas, bro. The elves are the elves are doing weird shit, so so my kids get up early because they're excited. So it's all
Yeah,
good.
probably counting down the days, right?
Every day, especially my eldest. My eldest is like frothing. She's like, 5 more
Oh,
nights. She'll wake up at like 4:35 looking for the elves to see what they've done.
oh.
So it's pretty
And
funny.
how's you guys preparing for Christmas? I mean,
Yeah, we did it all online. We just ordered it all online this time because we've done the shopping and it's just too hard with the kids. So we was like, fuck it, we'll just all order online and then we wrapped it and then we've hidden it. So and
yeah.
then we just it's just one crazy day. Normally, like when we're up at the property, we didn't do anything for Christmas. It's just us. Because you didn't have
Hmm.
family up there. We just hang out, maybe some friends would come over. But this year it's like doing the double family in one day.
Right.
So it'll be pretty crazy. But I don't know. My wife calls me the Grinch. I just don't like Christmas. It's funny because like what MZ said in I think it's the last review, and he's like, yeah, I don't celebrate these things and I'm still trying to work out why or something. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like interesting because like I've I've never really been one to celebrate it. We kind of just show up, do the thing, and then off we go. Going off into a new year. So, yeah, man, how you going?
Oh, we just finished public practice week.
Mhm.
Yeah, preparing for tomorrow. Doing review, and it's still like there's still the momentum of the 12 weeks of the 12 weeks training cycles, and I'm looking forward to resting a little bit before we start all over again.
I bet. So you get like what,
Yeah.
six weeks of reprieve?
Probably not. Probably 4 weeks, something like that.
Yeah,
4 weeks. Yeah, like a solid
yeah.
4 weeks. Yeah, solid 4 weeks. So yeah, thank you for agreeing to hop on and do a conversation like this. Because I think that I've talked to a few, and it's also like coming to the point that I think yeah, I want to show more of what's going on with CC to the external world. I mean, like we
Mm.
also got the public practice week. We also have some of the stories about like Kristen is one of them, Ryan's one of them, Nikki's one of them, Adrian one
Hmm.
of them, and now talking to you, I have a couple next week as well. But essentially, just like showcasing all these different dimension that's
Hmm.
going on with CC. And I think like your story could also be added, just how we started this talk, added a dimension to it, which is like doing all this while being a father.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Totally.
doing all this while being a father. And the time zone is not the best, to be honest. The time zone is not the best for people in Australia. But I mean, I see that you make it work.
I'll make it work. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and also the tension of being a father, being a husband, and being an entrepreneur, and
Hmm.
being your own projects and all these things. So in the last 3 months coming here, how do you see all these things coming together for you?
Yeah, so when I entered, I was like, shit, I didn't know how I'm going to juggle all this. Because at first it was like, it was frothing, it was so good. And then I was like, okay, I'm in a pressure cooker. This is going to be a journey. Right? I'm climbing a mountain. And,
Right.
I think once I worked out how I was doing it, so obviously one of the sessions was quite late at night, which was pretty favorable for the family. And then one session was in the day, which sort of was like not favorable for the family. It was kind of like
Right.
not, but it was just kind of as a commitment that I could make because I had the flexibility. And yeah, it was challenging, man. Like, but I was trying my best to do both sessions. And then when the time zone changed and I couldn't not that I couldn't, but it was at 11 p.m. at night and I just would have been cooked. I was just falling asleep trying to sit up and do the sit. So I was like, I just did my own solo sit. I woke
Right.
up at 5 in the morning. I would just smash the session out, and then I would do the one in the day. And
Join the discussion. Yeah.
yeah, join the discussion on in the session two, and then I would catch up on the session one discussion. I think like, what I got from it was it's so much, it's so rich in not just relatability and relationships, but just what you learn through other people's perspectives. And it's just like it's probably been the first sort of community I'm in where I've met other really serious practitioners that are fathers. Like I've
Right.
done, like I said, like you said, like an entrepreneur. I've done a lot of men's work and worked with a lot of different men who are fathers, and they're not serious practitioners at all. And I know there's other fathers out there that are serious practitioners. I have some friends that do this sort of stuff in their own way, like down different other pathways, like the Northern American Indian sort of pathway, or like more into like the jungle bush plant medicine stuff. And they're quite serious practitioners, and they somehow make it work as well with fatherhood. So I
Right.
feel like this though, because it's online, you don't have to relocate to another country to go do the retreats, or
Right.
I think this makes it a lot more accessible. And if you can make it work, say if you are a business person, or you just somehow make it work. This is just like, I think like everyone's saying, it's just there's so many blessings in this whole community and course and cohort, and just everything that you guys are doing back end is just incredible, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a share for a lot of people. I mean, of course, we have Mei Chang holding down transmission, showing up every day, pushing the load, pacing the training, like when to warm up, when to cool down, when to hold the tension, when to peak. I was just talking with Public Practice Week Day 5 because people was asking and thinking more about like, okay, what do you mean by warm up, cool down, things like that. And yeah, I was seeing like, yeah, this kind of periodized sequential training is not very common talk out
No,
there.
that's
And also,
something that I realized as well. It's like I didn't realize I was doing a warm up and a cool down in my own personal practice, but I didn't really know where I was at in that. And then when we started to do it, I was like, you can't to experience the nuances of that. It's like working out, right? When you're doing like fitness or doing exercise, like you don't jump straight to a 100 kilo bench press straight 6 in the morning. Well, I don't. I'm like, I need to like warm up, do some skipping, warm the body
yeah,
up, and then you start to ease yourself into like lifting heavy. And I think, that in this is really good because you sort of like I actually like it's like you're getting buttered up to get put in the oven.
uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah,
Then you
yeah,
get cooked for a little bit, and then you get taken out and you cool down, and and then you get to eat.
Because like you're
Um,
saying, it's also like a journey throughout 12 weeks, right? It's like one session is like that, but also there is like maybe week 4, 5, and 6, like we turn the heat up a little bit. Week
yeah.
7, 9, like okay, stay in there, don't
Hmm.
buckle up. And
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, totally.
yeah,
That's like there's
like
like so each session's like a micro journey.
yeah,
And then each week's like a mountain. Like I kept seeing it as like these different mountains we were climbing, and there's you could see these luminous orbs. Like each person was on. Some of us were on one mountain, and then you can see so like some of you guys were like on a further bigger mountain because you're obviously further down the path, and you can see you guys as the orb walking up the mountain. But throughout the whole thing, it's like for me the heat really turned up. So when I was moving house, and it was like week 3 to
right.
week 3 and week 4, that was just intense to just because I was moving house like 8 hours and juggling kids and stuff. So there was like a micro 2 weeks where I was just like proper in a cooker. And then,
Mm,
but then when everyone else was, so that was like it's like I was like in my own little cooker there because of just circumstances.
uh-huh.
And I managed to maintain through. I thought I was going to buckle. I was like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, man. And then once we landed here, I was like, oh, sweet. And then when we came into you think everyone was sort of like feeling the cooker around probably what week 6, week 7, probably towards like week 9, 10. And that's why I really felt the heat turn up. And I think for me, it was like, I think because of what happened in 3 and 4 for me, I was like, oh, I can handle this. I'm grounded.
Uh-huh.
I've got my house. I'm here. I'm not moving. So the kids have got their friends again, sort of thing. And
Right.
it was really beautiful because you could really feel the cohort together, like going on this sort of quest or journey. And I think it was, I don't know who said it was like no man left behind sort of thing. I sort of felt like it felt really, you're in it and you've got so much support if you need it. Like whenever I needed to support, it was there. I
Mm.
never felt a moment where I probably should have reached out more to be honest, but I never felt like I didn't have it. It's not like I couldn't get it. And I think that was
Right.
what's really unique about this is like I've done lots of different courses that extend to this far, or 3 months. I've done like a couple of 6 month ones journeys, but not daily. It might be like
Right.
twice a week, right? But and the support's not like this. It wasn't like this. It's like you have a specific day where you could get support, whereas this is like fucking
This
almost
is somebody
it's
on
almost like
call
24/7. It's like just
about
like,
seven, like, yo, I'm
yep,
here.
I'm
Like,
fucking
immediately.
dying, bro. You just reach out to someone and someone will be like, yeah, man, it's this, and just share some perspective or ask you a question.
Yeah.
And I think it's what really, I think that's one of the jewels of this sort of community and this, what you guys are doing is that when you join this and you do this, is you're gonna get looked after. You
Mm.
are going to get looked after. It's not about, I don't know. It's in the world that I sort of like have been in prior to coming here.
Right.
A while ago, like the coaching world and the men's group world and that sort of facilitation world is like, it's very like me, my, mine, and
Mm.
power over others and pedestaling and a lot of this really weird sort of power dynamics going on. And you don't feel that in here. Everyone's just trying to work it all
Right. Right.
out. We're all just trying to work it all out, right? And I think that's,
Yeah.
really
That's yeah.
there you go.
That's one of the things I want to address with the audience, even through the public practice week. Like, hey, as you sit there and you meditate and you train, we also do it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we throw you guys there, and like we just kind of like, oh, okay, we're just gonna hop in a discussion and something like that. No, we also sit with you guys,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
really in this together. And sometimes like the instructors and the mentors would be the ones that are like, hey, I'm also going through something right now, man.
Yeah. And that's the thing,
Not
that's the beauty of it. What you guys
yeah,
are doing is you're not just sitting back and having a scroll. Oh, have a scroll, you gotta let these guys do their thing. As you're sitting in, doing the practice, you're on the journey with us. You guys are like
yeah,
those mountain goats that can just climb the mountains and they're just effortless. It's like you guys are like, hey, you guys, here, come on up this way.
like this 3 centimeters of a step, like step right here.
Yeah, yeah, step right here. And you're
Jump,
like,
jump, jump.
I don't know if I can step right here.
I
Um,
mean, I think it could be. I remember when the cohort 7 comes in, there could be a little bit of a culture shock. I think less so now, but like I remember you guys come in, and one of the first thing you guys saw was like just Mei Chang just dog on Frank, like just dog on him in like one of the insider, because like we have a show where Mei Chang would coach Frank pretty much every week, and everybody can come in and just see how they are working through their problems, and people were just like, this is pretty intense. Like
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
this is pretty intense.
Well, that was it. That's what because I have that with a couple of my friends, right? We were really like brutally honest with each other in a really fun
Really?
way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I came in here and I was like seeing that you guys and the way you guys were relating, just like blah, like pointing each other's shit out in a really fun, playful, but authentic sort of way. And then seeing Mei Chang do it to Frank and Frank, like just Frank just has that strength just to like
Yeah.
totally take it and be like, yeah, oh yeah. Might be a bit of the tism as well. But it's like I think that's really like it's an important aspect of the path is to be able to take constructive feedback. And, you know, it's not easy. I still feel like I'm learning to do this myself. my wife's really good at shooting me with her constructive criticism, 50 cal. And so I've learned really well just through her, just like, when I'm being stupid and she'll call it out. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, shit, man. So but when you come in here, I guess there is a bit of a culture shock if you're not used to that.
Right.
Um, but I think it's healthy. I personally think it's healthy. I think it's really good because you're creating like a culture because that's what happens in those communities, like the one I was talking about. One of my closest mates, he's really in the Northern Indian American traditions.
Mm.
Um, and that's the same thing, man. They do the same thing there. Just straight up like calling bullshit out
Right.
in a way that's like wrapped in compassion and love, and it's just for the benefit. There's benevolence there. It's coming from a place of goodness. It's not to like it's Mei Ching, he's doing to Frank. It's not coming from a place of like, I'm your head teacher. It's like, no, man, I'm here to help you, man. We're gonna do this together. And I think that's what's I've not experienced that in
Right.
all of the different things I've done in the last I don't know, 8 years with different groups. It's like very tiptoey, eggshelly. Don't say this, you can't say that. And this is
Very
like
polite.
there's
Yeah.
yeah, and I think in this community and culture you guys have created, it's like can't remember who it was saying it. Maybe it was John or Adrian was saying it's like you can pretty much go wherever you want to go. And people
Mm.
like or NPCs or modern people might go, you try and talk about that, the other perspective of that. And it's like, yeah, well, of course, we want to get the full view, not just the partial view.
Right.
Um, and I think that's something that's really beneficial for your own growth, right?
Right. Right. And I'm also curious about, so from your perspective, what do you mean by CEC is where you're finding a lot of fathers who is sincere and serious practitioner?
Like so I've met a lot of fathers that don't want to do the work, right? I seem to work with a lot of fathers come to me for mentoring. And usually it's because their marriage is on the brink of like divorce and death. And it's like it's really basic things. It's just like they're just
Right.
they're just not exercising, or they're not just sitting down and having some quiet time and meditating or breathing or whatever. Um,
Right.
and then you've got the other ones that are like sort of like semi doing the work, but it's kind of like a pretending and performing, and it's not genuine and authentic. It's insincere. It's more just intellect based,
Right.
and so it looks on the outside they are, but then you can feel that there's a lack of genuine sincerity in the practice. And then some of the dads that are here, it's like they are very much like they're on this path. They know they've got work to do. They're putting in the hours, they're putting in the time. Um,
Right.
and then at the same time, they're juggling like fatherhood, which is no easy journey, especially when,
Right.
this most monks are not fathers, right? So you go in a
Right.
monastery, they're not, most of them aren't fathers or mothers, right?
Right.
So I think there's like, when you step into the meditation world, when I've done like meditation retreats, is usually I'm probably one of a few parents.
Mm.
Most of them are not parents and they're just
Right.
serious practitioners. So when you meet them, I've met some and they're really detached from the role of fatherhood.
Right.
They don't want to be it, right? And I think that's what I'm saying about the serious practitioners. Like you got the f fathers here and it's like they're similar to myself. It's like you're trying to embody the father archetype as well as the practitioner archetype, or I don't know how to say it,
Right.
but you're not rejecting one and going, no, that's not the path. Well, it is a path
Mm.
because you're doing it. You're your father. It's in your face. And I think
Mm,
that's what I was just, alluding to is like the fathers in here. It's like, even though they might have their challenges and they might have certain beliefs about it, that they're working it out.
yeah,
They're not just trying to go, no, I need to be a monk in a monastery, and now I need to reject my kids because that's not the path.
right,
That's not what the XYZ did. Um, so that for me was like when I came in, it was like, John and Adrian and Ryan and G and stuff and a few of the others. I was just like, oh, this is awesome, because like I've just stepped into so many places and it's like there's not many dads that are like doing this work in this way. I've met more. I was to be honest, I've met more mothers that are
yeah,
serious about this work and that's doing motherhood
right,
than fathers, because fathers, it's like it's easy for a father to reject their child because they didn't grow the child. They
right,
didn't get this absolutely intense, embodied 9 month journey, and then
right.
another 9 or 18 months
Nursing,
nursing it. Like that's just full on, right? As a father, you have to work to connect to the child. And if you don't work to connect to the child, then the child's you it's yeah, there's this sort of disconnect there. So I think for some spiritual practitioners, they I what I see is they separate it, they split it. It's either
right,
fatherhood is mundane and meditation is just spiritual and divine and
right,
sacred. Whereas
right,
like, what we're doing here is dissolving the split, or
right.
there's no split. So I guess that's what we're trying to work out is like, can they both be the same?
Yeah, it's
Um,
like if the overall instruction is to come as you are and then just live your life and recognize what's going on. And of course, if you're a father, then you be a father. And then we
mhm.
be that being at the best of our capacity. Yeah. And I think like there was also until the latter half of the boot camp, we're starting to talk a lot more about our relationships, what's showing up in our work and our family. And I think we also have a dedicated campfire where the entire community just casually hang around and just talk about the challenges of being a parent.
Yeah, man. Like for me, it got towards the end, it was like so good. Like, oh, it was just like the way I could be with my children was like it, even still now, like it's not it's permanent. It's a permanent shift. It's just easeful. It's effortless. It's so chill. I can be with them, and as they themselves come as they are. I think that's the big
Right,
thing. Is because children are free. They're full of energy, full of life force. They do shit that trigger you, and so when you're juggling like what your own stuff and what you're navigating through the cohort, which was like the start of me, it was hard to like juggle or manage like fatherhood, so sort of like working it out, and you're still sort of in that world of like, well, I know I was for a little bit was separating.
right,
This is that, and this is this, and then I sort of once I crossed that chasm of like, no, wait a minute, it was just like suddenly just broke open, and then now it's this just I'm realizing and seeing between I'm sitting, say I'm doing a solo sit, or I'm sitting with you guys, or I go be with my kids. It's like it's almost the same. It's
mm,
different because it's more active and it's dynamic, and you're not sitting on a cushion. You're relating, and your kids are saying things, and you can might feel a little bit of a poke or a trigger. Um,
right,
but yeah, it's there was that really good campfire where we all talked about it and different, just what we're all kind of being challenged by. I think that's the other thing I really liked is the absolute honesty of all the parents are here. They're just like straight up, man. Like I can't remember who it was. Someone brought it up where it's like really helped me. I think this is what actually helped me break through and cross this chasm was like actually seeing that I hated my kids
right,
and
right, right.
feeling that, really fucking feeling that, man. Like just like,
Because otherwise we'll be suppressing, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that was keeping a lot of their love out. I
Right.
realized, like, because kids do things that you hate, man.
It's
you know?
annoying.
They're
Monster
annoying.
running around,
They just
trying to
do
kill
stuff.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, they just do things it's like, that annoy you, especially when you're tired. And then that compounds like resentment and bitterment and hate and stuff. And but we have such a
Yeah.
culture and modernity, it's like there's a sort of like, no, I can't hate my kids. I'm not allowed to hate my kids. And it's like I've got the full permission to just go, oh yeah, I do at this moment, I do. And then that sort of like allowed that to move. And then I realized that was the thing that was actually keeping me from being present with my kids or
Mm,
allowing love to flow between us more deeply. And I think that was what I really enjoyed is we were all working this out together. If he had not shared that and then I never received that piece of the puzzle, then maybe I wouldn't be experiencing what I'm experiencing now with my kids. And I
right.
think that's what you guys, I can't remember how you guys describe it. It's kind of like, it's like we're all, it's like a shared benefiting karmic entanglement that we're all working out together. Some of
Right.
us have pieces that some of us together, some of us don't. I think that's what's really powerful about this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the amplification aspect of if one person sort this out and then they share in the discussion, then you got an inspiration or, oh, I have a problem just like that.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that how we can break through of it. And I think it's also because in multiple conversation, we use the reference of the movie Inside Out to talk about
Mm,
emotion within CC. But essentially, we're talking about the point of there could be many these kind of like multi-dimensional emotions.
mm.
So that love becomes richer and richer and richer. So then the love that we feel for like our spouses, our wives, our children then become like also have the sadness, the anger, the hatred, and also the decision to, despite all of this, I'm gonna be patient and loving to you right now.
Yeah, totally. And I really loved when the way you did that with the Inside Out reference, because I've watched that movie so many times with the kids, and I was just like, how you did the PowerPoint. If you're gonna join CC, guys, just come for Khan's PowerPoints. They're goated. Um, no, but it's the way that the emotions mix, because sometimes you can get like, I know for me that was really, really beneficial because like there's the merged emotions that create other emotions. And I think not that I hadn't already experienced this prior to joining, but it increased my bandwidth or range of um emotional intelligence or ability to feel a higher range of emotion or higher or broader range of emotion. Because often we can get confused at what we're even feeling, right?
Right, right.
Like, fuck, what am I? I don't even know what this is right now. And I think the way you guys support that is really good because it really is just like, it's not just like anger, joy, fear, anxiety. Like there's a lot. I don't know if anyone here has like checked out the feeling wheel.
Mm,
There's a feeling wheel online. I remember I learned it when I was studying counseling. And yeah, there's a lot of feelings, man. There's feelings I hadn't even heard of. I was just like, shit, man.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, it's really good, man.
yeah. It's also really awesome to see how you relate with others and because I remember multiple times like reading the training log that you write down is also very emotional, very raw, very real. Um, I think one of the things I also stood out for me was when you talk about the ongoing kind of absorption that, and this is in one of the discussion, the ongoing absorption that you feel in your daily life. And I was kind of jokingly asked, like, is it better than drugs? And you said, oh yes. And then I said, like, oh wait a minute, James, as a surfer, I know people talk about like catching the perfect green wave, like it's just barreling and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
wow and
yeah.
only and you used to like have those kind of I think you say something like the 10 waves like those would be just imprinted in your mind just like never could forget that but then you're saying um And then I asked you kind of like, how is this kind of ongoing riding the wave that is the momentum of our life? That is like this kind of ongoing recognition of what's going on. How does that compare to that green wave experience?
Yeah, I remember when you asked that, I was just like, wow, it's frothing. Um, yeah, but that's what it was like. It started to get to that point where it was like, holy shit, like some of the experiences that were the deep absorption and what I had to experience both in the sit and then in my then what would get translated into daily life very much felt like surfing a wave. Like I went surfing the other day and it was pretty big, pretty solid, but I was just like, nah. It was weird. It was like, it was like there's that sit there that was like, like, pretty. That was pretty like not intense, but like, and it's like you hear a lot of, there's this guy I was reading a while back and he does a lot of meditation and yoga and he also surfs. And he says he said the same thing as well. He goes eventually surfing, like meditating and or doing yoga actually becomes more or blissed out or however you want to describe the qualities is the same, if not more than surfing a wave. And so many surfers out there who surf, it's like you know what surfing a big wave, if it's barreling, and then you get spat out. It's quite an interesting experience. But that's what it felt like multiple times throughout this cohort I had in meditation, where it was like that was sort of happening. But then it's like with surfing, is you have it like a dump. There's sort of like a come down.
Right.
And that's the thing with surfing is why that's why people keep going back because they want to get up. It's like drugs. You're getting high and then you're coming down, and you're getting high and you're coming down. Whereas with this, it stabilizes. So it
Mm,
starts to stabilize. Like, you might not be like surfing the biggest wave, but you can have peaks of that throughout your day. But it's like
mm,
what something I've noticed is like I feel more stable as if I'm catching little waves every day. Like,
right.
not huge waves, but like, flowing with the life. And that really is sort of, I guess, in a way, caught me off guard because I always put surfing as like, that's the number fucking one, that's the GOAT. And then all of a sudden it's now not the GOAT, it's number two. So it's,
Yeah. Great upset and a change in hierarchy. Of
yeah, 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 totally, totally. Yeah.
yeah.
It's upsetting to one of my parts, Khan, the surfer. But yeah, it was really cool. And I think as well, just to touch on what you said around the training log, for those that do decide to join, um, the training log is awesome. I wish I was able to have more time to, engage more with others within it. I think due to, having kids and so many other things going on, it's like I was tracking everyone and reading everyone and getting so much just from everyone's beautiful shares and almost tracking their process and kind of where they're at, and so we're all on a journey together. I think that as well is really it's really rich because you get a whole other thing with it. It's like you've got the sits and then you got the discussions, and then in the training logs, it's like it gives a whole other dimension to it as well. In relating and expression, and then just there's little things people might say that might be a piece for you that you would never get if that person didn't express or share,
Mm,
their inner
mm.
world.
Yeah, which ties right back to when you mentioned about how in the relating and relatability and relationships, there could be so many gems and yeah, watching and seeing 20, 30 something other people also just constantly documenting their inside, their breakthrough, their challenge, their triumph. It could be like a just a vault of only treasure troves.
Yeah,
Uh,
man. I think that's exactly it. It's like a vault of treasure troves and jewels, and you'll find that one. It's like in the Avengers, the Infinity Stone. You find your Infinity Stones for your gauntlet.
Especially like there is I mean there is a many great writing, but one of the more recent, I think Roger also shared something very personal. I'm just blown away by like
Oh yeah,
the level.
that was next level heartfelt. Like it was just like
Yeah.
you went on a journey.
Oh, yeah.
That
It's like
was
just yeah. It's just there's certain sharing in that are just like so heartfelt, so touching, so genuine, and filled of their trials and tribulation. Literally, so
yeah.
difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's like how how we can all relate to each other. And it's just like, really reading Rogers that log was like you felt like you were there on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And you're like on his shoulder, like experiencing it. It's like, holy shit, man, this is wild. And then,
Yeah.
but then you get a lot from that as well because you start to, getting contact with things within yourself, and it's I think it's rich with opportunity to relate, to grow, to love, to care for others, and then we're all just doing it together, right? Just was I think that's what's really beautiful. And I've probably said that 1,000 times in this whole um interview thing, but it's like, yeah, we're all doing it together and working it out, and you guys are really whatever you guys are doing back end is just next level, like next level.
Thank you, James. Yeah, that's also shout out to all the mentors, the instructors, putting in the extra hours. Just lots of brainstorming, lots of analysis, a lot of supervisions, and making sure, like you're saying, nobody going on what nobody goes a day without supervision,
Hmm.
without like, hey, what's going on with that person? Let's check in, let's see
Yeah.
what they're doing, and then have dedicated assigned buddies so that they accompany each and every one, in that
Yeah,
case.
man. No man left behind.
Yeah. But this has been amazing, James. Thank you so much. And yeah, I also look forward to continue seeing how you grow in the next cohort.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Super pumped.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be
Probably.
interesting because we haven't really touched on Taylor and that side of the whole situation and stuff like that. So it's gonna be
No,
interesting.
no. As I say, he's just in his own, him and Chung Hong in his own little, they're in a league of their own.
Yeah. Like we haven't even mentioned that side of CC. This is what I mean. But sometimes I find it hard to like because we talk for almost 40 minutes now and like we
Mm.
just haven't even gotten to that side of like the map. There's
That's what
just
yeah, yeah. There's like other parts of territory that haven't been covered, right? And that's
yeah.
what I didn't know when I joined CC. I didn't know that there's all these other things. I was just like, oh, Frank Khan, yeah, yeah, Frank Khan. Who's this head teacher? I don't know. Frank Khan, yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, holy shit. Holy shit, man. Um, it's just so much, so many touch points for people and their unique, um, because we all have our own unique quintessence, and like some of us are more like better at relating, and obviously like people can be more like not academic, but that sort of side. So it's like, but it's
Plastic.
all here,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, it was awesome having a chat, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And yeah, have a good time. Take care. I'll see you around.
See you, bro. Thank you.